Hello everyone. You are watching Stamping with Hart. My name is Melinda Hart. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And today we're going to be talking about the August 2020 Paper Pumpkin Kit, World's Greatest. We have the original Paper Pumpkin designed cards right here, and we have some super fun alternate projects here. It is the alternate projects that we are going to be focusing on today. So if you love Paper Pumpkin videos, or if you like this video in particular, please give this video a like. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you subscribed. Basically, I do craft videos every week. I do alternate Paper Pumpkin videos every month. If you're comfortable leaving a comment, I would love to hear from you. Do you have this kit? If you know anybody who loves Paper Pumpkin or who got this month's kit and is looking for alternate ideas, I would love it if you would share it with them. We're going to recreate this one today. Okay, so I'm not going to recreate every box, but if you want to see me recreate more than just this box, let me know in the comments and I can do a follow-up video, okay? The majority of my alternate projects today, you guys, is all about the mini Paper Pumpkin boxes. But in addition to that, I'm going to be talking a lot about the Playing with Patterns suite, in which the mini Paper Pumpkin boxes are part of that suite. I had a real connection to this kit this month, and there were a few reasons for that. The first one is that care packages have been on my mind. The second one is that you guys know I am in a complete pick-a-punch mode here. You guys have been watching the tip videos, and we have banners all over the place with this particular kit. So my brain was already in that mindset, right, with these. And then also, I recently achieved a milestone with Stampin' Up! And I happened to get my necklace, which I'll show you, right at the same time that I got my Paper Pumpkin kits. And it just made sense to me that I should connect all of those dots. All of our sports lovers are going through a tough time right now, so this could be the perfect opportunity to let them know they are the best. You know, you appreciate your coaches, you appreciate your teachers, your friends, your kids. You know, there's so many different options with this kit. Let me just show you what this one looks like. So I did tuck some random objects in each one of these so that you could get an idea for care packages to send people. So here we have a little card, "You deserve a medal." Okay, and then inside I just placed one of these. You can get these at like party stores or what have you. This one we actually own. I don't know if you can tell, but I thought I would pop it in here just to give you an idea if you were planning on doing some care package boxes for your teammates, or if you're coaching and you want to do something for the kids, or vice versa. You have the kids and you want to do something for your coaches. And then I just put in a little care package. So let me just say right up front, this is not sponsored in any way, but I just love Pink House Chocolates. It's a local chocolate business right near where I live, and I put them in little gift boxes for just about everything. So you're going to be seeing some of that today. But yeah, this is a really cute idea. If you know somebody in sports, you want to just give them a little card, super cute little box. So here is one for the teachers. When you can't decide which sentiment to use, pop them all on there. So super, super cute idea. The majority of these elements are actually from the August 2020 Paper Pumpkin kit, just used to decorate a mini Paper Pumpkin box instead of a card. And then if we open it here, I want to show you, we made a really simple, cute little gift card holder. Okay, so if you were going to give somebody a gift card or tickets or just something like that. Write a little note, little handwritten note, maybe a handmade card from one of the kids to the teacher. You know, you have a cute idea there. We just have some chocolates, and I put it in this little 3x3 box. This is new, in the annual catalog. And I'll list all of the products that I used in the description of the video. I can't fit all of the samples, or I should say, I can't fit all of the alternate projects in on the screen at the same time. So we'll just do this in phases. Here's the next round. So the first one was staying really close to the August paper pumpkin theme, which we'll be going through the contents of the kit in just a moment. But here are some alternates that have certain elements of the August paper pumpkin, but also include other products. Okay, so when I'm doing the alternates, I kind of branch out and I'll use different things just to give you guys ideas. But some of it's actually from the paper pumpkin kit too. Now, anybody in the Stampin' Up world can appreciate these boxes, these little gift boxes. But this is also good for just depending on what you have going on in your schools, with your fundraisers, competitions, if you guys do bronze, silver, gold, just however that works. We have so many different options and ways that you can decorate these mini paper pumpkin projects. So I'm going to be talking about the Playing with Patterns suite a little bit more in a minute. But this striped paper and these letters are also part of that suite in addition to the mini paper pumpkin boxes. I added in the gold foil, and then of course this trophy is from the kit. Friend and the little label here is from the paper pumpkin kit, as well as these little gold stars. I used the banners punch here. For bronze, this embossed foil paper. Okay, so this diamond pattern is actually from an embossing folder in the Peony suite. And then I used the bronze foil paper from the Gilded Autumn suite, okay, for the letters and for this here. I just added some touches, okay, so we have our trophy again. We have this little vellum decorative piece. This is also from the paper pumpkin kit, these two pieces here. And then I created a rosette. Added in some more of those gold stars. There are so many stars in the paper pumpkin kit, you guys, and I put them on just about everything. And then we also have silver. So silver was the one who basically gave me the idea for this whole thing. So recently I had achieved silver, and I just got my necklace. So let me just show you. Okay. Just depending on however you would want to package this, or whatever your gift is, if you have somebody on your team that you want to celebrate, you know, something like that. You don't actually have to keep the box within the box, but I just wanted to show that because I just thought it was so pretty. And it's so special when you get something like this and you want to celebrate somebody that you're cheering on or on your team or something like that. And I just thought, how perfect is this month's kit to take the opportunity to do that? So how fun would it be to, just depending on whatever the gift is, that you're giving somebody, or if you're giving somebody product, or somebody's part of an online class, you know, all of these different options that you have. This one, I used some elements from the Peony suite. And like I said, I'll link everything below, but I did tie in the Pacific Point cardstock, which does tie back to the paper pumpkin. And then this here is a stamp from the paper pumpkin kit. And yeah, so there's another set of ideas for you. And then the last one, and I wanted to show you, this fits some pretty sizable things. So this fits a 6-piece chocolate. Okay, so I was able to get that right into the box. You could put a card right on top, a little bit of tissue paper, or what do they call that? Shreddy. And then that's what it looks like if there's nothing on the inside. I'm going to be talking about the two different finishes on the paper pumpkin box in just a minute. But technically that's the food safe side. We'll get into it. But let's see what's in this one. So here I just did some gold stars candies, and then I would probably put a little 3x3 card in there or a little note card in there. And then with whatever, you know, was the gift. If you were doing a gift card, if you were doing jewelry, if you were doing some product, you know, some embellishment, something like that. Okay. So we all knew that I was going to do this, right? I can't, I'm literally making the camera shake laughing. So I'm in total Halloween mode, you guys. I mean, I could design Halloween projects every single, if I did this full time, which I don't, I do this part time, but if I did this full time, I would be designing Halloween projects literally from today until Halloween. That's how much I love it. But I just wanted to show you this. So if you want to extend the life of your paper pumpkin kits and you're looking for alternates, how cute is this? So we don't exactly know how the holidays are going to look this year yet, right? But we're all preparing in our own way. We are allowed to have gatherings up to a certain point, depending on where you live. For some people, it's 10, 25, 50. It's bumping up to 100 in certain places. And you're doing a costume contest with the kids, or maybe just even within your own family. Maybe you're not going to do a big party this year, but you have, you know, you have more than one kid. You guys could do, the whole family could get involved in a costume contest. So how cute would it be to do a mini paper pumpkin box with the August kit? Take some of your Halloween products that you have and turn it into a costume award or reward, just depending on what you want. So this turned out really cute. I love this. This is a whole mashup of Halloween products and August paper pumpkin products. So another demonstrator, she is an art, she's on the design team, I believe. I think her name is Stesha, and I really truly apologize if I'm getting this wrong. I'm gonna have to look it up and put it in the details, but she had combined the Have a Hoot bundle with this plaid paper, and I was just blown away by it. So I was inspired by her for this combo right here. And then of course I added in the whole costume contest thing. So here's what the whole box looks like. Okay, so just kept it simple. Now you could just keep going and going and going, right? You could do spiders, spider webs, more bats, you know, you could do sentiments here, layers, whatever you want. I decided to stop myself after I went crazy with the top of it. So super, super cute. Love the details on that. Love, love, love this black glitter paper. And of course, you could put whatever would be your reward for winning a costume contest in here. Just a little 3x3 card. One of the things that I like to see when I'm looking at the stamp set, these are all of the stamps that are included in the August Paper Pumpkin set. Pacific Point is the star of the show in terms of the ink, because that is the ink spot or the Stampin' spot that is actually in the August kit. I'm going to be using my large size ink pad today, but I did want to just point that out. We're also going to be using Soft Suede, Bumblebee. Let me just move that down a little. And then also Mint Macaron, which is a really interesting combo. So not too many colors here. Gold was another color that was listed. This is a great opportunity if you have the gold foil cardstock, if you want to layer that in. You have the instructions right here for your paper pumpkin kit. If you want to do these designs right here, your instructions are right on the inside. There's a ruler right down at the bottom for measuring your ribbon. Okay, and then the back is always the area that I focus on, the coordinating colors, just making sure that we get everything that we're supposed to in our kit. Here are the original Paper Pumpkin team designs. Here are some great alternate projects that the Paper Pumpkin team came up with. I totally forgot about this flyer for next month. So this is going to be September's kit. All right, you have to sign up by September 10th. I will have a link in the description of how you can join Paper Pumpkin if you're interested in signing up. You can do month to month. You can do prepaid, I think it's 3, 6, and 12 months. If you know you love Paper Pumpkin and you want to get them, you know, for 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months, there are different ways to do it. You can suspend or cancel your Paper Pumpkin at any time, but I highly recommend this kit, especially if you love fall and Halloween. If you take a look at some of the little sneak peeks here, we have a witch's hat, we have a cat, we have some, it looks like some really pretty layering pieces down here, some leaves, some pumpkins. Okay, it's going to be a variety. It's a specialty box. It is so worth it for the cost of the kit. You get so much in these kits every month. I cannot recommend this enough. So subscribe by September 10th if you want the Paper Pumpkin kit. Another thing to keep in mind if you love Paper Pumpkin is that right now they aren't doing refills. So if you want more than one kit, there's going to be 20 treat boxes in this one. If you need 40 treat boxes for a party or for trick-or-treaters or, you know, anything like that, prepare. So I would get 2 boxes or 3 boxes or whatever the count is that you're going to need, because we won't be able to order refills just for the time being. Now, if that changes, of course, I will let you know. But as far as I am aware right now, we aren't doing refills. All right, so let's start with our stamp set. Of course, we already saw the different, you know, the stamps in all the different colors. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but you just want to make sure that you have that. We're getting some really gorgeous ribbon this month in the Pacific Point. We're getting our little Stampin' Spot in the Pacific Point. We're getting our adhesives, including these fabulous double-sided rectangles that we're going to turn into shaker cards, or at least you could turn into shaker cards. We get the Stampin' Dimensionals adhesive dots. There's also all of those stars in there. We're getting, how many envelopes is it? You can always check up here. 9 cards and 9 envelopes this month. Okay, and then they have the flap, like the decorative flap. So that's what it looks like, which just, that is just the nice extra touch. I love that the envelopes, you know, pretty much every month they do something cool with those. Okay, so you're going to get some in Pacific Point. You're going to get some in the mint macaron. And then we have a few, oh no, here, that's a different, yeah. So we have that mint macaron pattern with the Pacific Point. And then we also have this one, which has more of the bumblebee, but does have some touches of the Pacific Point in there. Okay, and then we have our card bases. We also have, these are the 3 window sheets that you're going to be using to make the shaker cards that the Paper Pumpkin team designed. This one right here is your shaker card. You can see it a little bit better on this side. Okay, so that's what that's for. We have some layering pieces here. The bumblebee, the mint macaron, and then it's also stitched. We have a few of these. They're kind of stuck together here, sorry. Okay. We have some more layering pieces. This is actually 1, 2, 3 pieces right here. That's your frame for your shakers. We have some different white pieces here for either sentiments or for some of the stamping elements, like the metal, the piece that the metal would typically hang on. There is a term for it. I'm sorry, I cannot think of it at this moment. Okay. We get 1, 2, 3 of these. I love that we get extras of those. This is such a fabulous card base. I love that. I love that pattern. Okay, and then we're also going to get the vellum pieces. Okay, so you have your instructions for doing your Paper Pumpkin, and you would do your traditional cards. What we are going to do is focus on the alternates. Here is a look at the 2020-2021 annual catalog from Stampin' Up! We are going to turn to page 100 to look at the Playing with Patterns suite. Okay. I cannot recommend this enough. If you already own this, if you're thinking about getting this, this goes so perfectly with this month's August Paper Pumpkin Kit. My focus is the most important pieces of this suite that I used were the alphabet letters. Okay, so the alphabet dies. All right, and then also the paper pumpkin boxes. Those are the two things that I used the most out of this suite. Now I did also use some of the ribbon. I used some of the designer series paper. I used some of the stamps. So I used a little bit of everything. Okay, but those are the two most important pieces. So if you can't get the whole suite and you want to focus on just a certain thing, the first thing I would tell you to get would be those dies. If you could do the bundle, you get 10% off. If you can't, and you just want to focus on, you know, a workhorse piece for you, these letters are fabulous. So I can't recommend those enough, but you would actually get the stamp set and the dies with the bundle. And if you do the suite, which that's right here, you would actually get all of that. Okay, so just wanted to let you know that. Now let's go ahead and get into the mini paper pumpkin boxes. When you get the mini paper pumpkin boxes, you actually get a set of 10 of them. And their dimensions are 5 by 7/8 by 3 3/4 by 1 inch. Let's talk a little bit about the mini paper pumpkin boxes for a second. So the way that I tend to put these together myself is the shiny side out. Okay, now the shiny side is actually the food safe side. So if you are putting food safe items in this box and they aren't prepackaged, most food items have to be prepackaged right now, just, you know, with all the rules that are going on in the world. So I'm not sure, but if you would need it to be food safe, you would want the shiny side on the inside, meaning when you assemble your box, this matte side would be the side that faces out. Okay, I just like this look better with my boxes. I think it looks really sleek. And that's if I'm not doing a ton of decorating. That's if they're actually going to see like elements of the box. Like maybe I only decorate the cover or the top, the lid, and not the whole inside. I like to see the shiny side out. So that's just me. Now, I did them both ways for the sake of this video to show you. Okay, so here is an example of a simple design, right? The only places that we have the design is here and here. So on this side, we're actually seeing that shiny side. Okay, so that's an example of adhering just your cardstock to it and then letting some of this show through, where I like this look if I'm not needing food safe on the inside. If you want to do stamping and decorating and things, you know, you really want to color up your box, you're going to want to use the matte side. Okay, the matte side is going to be much easier to stamp and decorate than the shiny side. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm just saying I would recommend that. Now, one thing that I do want to show you whenever you're folding these. So if you're going to stamp this up like I did with this one, I would actually stamp it before I put the box together. But I want to show this to you because I want you to see the way that this looks if you put these boxes together on the matte side without stamping it or coloring it. I noticed that there's like, when you're bending the paper, right? So it's not major. It's not like a major problem, but it's just something that kind of is not my favorite. Let me just show you. Okay, so I'm just bending this up a little. Can you see here? I wish my lighting was better. That it's not really, it's not frayed. It just looks like a little fuzzy. Okay, so that's just me being on the fussy side. Okay, so when I'm going for presentation, maybe you can see it here. Okay, it kind of doesn't look crispy. Like I can see these edges and I'm not loving the way that that's creasing. Now, one way that you could very easily fix that is by stamping and inking your boxes, which is a look that I love to begin with. So that way, these are two examples of boxes that have been stamped and inked. Okay, here and here. And I love those looks. Okay, so we're going to recreate that today. Okay. So just taking a look at your paper pumpkin box, I just want you to know this is your lid, okay, and that's your base. This is the bottom, okay. So we're going to try to, you know, be a little bit prettier up here. Now these little flaps here, you're not going to see these, okay. So what you're going to see is this and this and this. You're not going to see all these little flaps here. So whether or not you choose to stamp those is totally up to you. Okay, but let's go ahead and get our Pacific Point ink pad out. Like I said, I'm going to be using the big guys. All right, and then I'm going to be using this stamp here from the Pattern Play. So this is part of that Playing with Patterns suite. We're going to be using this stamp right here. Okay, so now we're going to fold this up. And what I want to do is I'm just warming up these score lines. I'm doing this before this ink is completely dry, which I would recommend waiting until it's dry. Okay. And so what I want is for each of these flaps to tuck right in here. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this piece around both of those. So I'm just going to hold the box together like this. I'm just going to put that back so you can see. Okay, so I'm just going to get those until they're straight, and then I'm going to click that in. Okay, same with the other side. I'm going to fully close the box. This part here that I didn't quite get right is the bottom of the box, so you don't have to worry too much about it, but if you'd want to fix that, you could just go over it. Okay, and now I'm going to take my sponge dauber here, and I'm going to concentrate the blue on all of the edges of the box, and then I'm going to take some of the blue and shade it on the inside, but the darker tone is going to be, it's all Pacific Point. All of this is Pacific Point so far, but I'm going to do that darker blue to try to give it more of like a worn and vintage look. Okay, so that's basically how we create our listen to me, our paper pumpkin box, or decorate up our paper pumpkin box. If you're using the matte, the flat side, which I believe is the intended side, that you're supposed to use, but I don't like the way it looks when it's just plain, which is why we color these in. But I just wanted to show you like the imperfection of the stamping and the shading. Each one is a little bit different, but I love that sort of worn and aged look. I like that it's imperfect. You know, it's definitely personal preference, but I just think that it's cool, going in line with what our theme is here, you know. So let's go ahead and do our shirt next, and then we'll get our layering pieces too, and I'll tell you what we used here. All right, so we're going to be using some gold stars. We're going to adhere those gold stars with our adhesive dots. I'm going to be adding in some of these bumblebee enamel dots, okay? These are not part of the paper pumpkin kit. These are 2020-2022 in color enamel dots. Totally optional. You can see the difference right there. So the stars to that. So don't have to do it, but if you want to add it in, gives it a little extra punch of bumblebee. Okay, and then we're going to be using these two banner pieces and then the circle for our ribbon award. This is from the paper pumpkin kit. We're also going to need this, like the sentiment, the stamp, and then the little white circle piece. Those also come from the paper pumpkin kit. Okay. All right, here is our layering piece. Okay, so I'll talk for just a quick second about my shirt template. You guys, this is literally just hand drawn, and then I took scissors and just kind of cleaned it up. I kind of just wanted to, like, you know, I didn't want to get fancy with the shirt or anything. It's literally just the outline, okay? I looked up a sports jersey on Pinterest, and I just freehanded it based on the picture. So if you are interested, okay, so the shirt from the collar down to the bottom is about 3 3/4. It looks like, yeah. And then from the shoulder, it's about 3.5. So it just drops down just about a 1/4 inch here, just a little slope on each side, but there's barely even a collar there. Even if you just went straight across, if it was flat, if you added a V-neck, this is the back of the shirt, but if you wanted it to be the front of the shirt, you could just as easily do that. My recommendation is just either print a picture or just reference a pic. I didn't even print it. I just looked at it and then just cut something. I drew something real quick and cut it out. So nice and simple. But here's our template here. What we're going to do is I'm going to stick to the colors that are in the kit. Okay, so I'm going to do the Pacific blue, or I'm going to do the Pacific point in the blue cardstock, and then I'll show you how we did the stripes. These numbers are actually from those dies. So the alphabet dies also include a set of numbers in that set from the Playing with Patterns suite. Okay, and then this coach with the little label here and the 2 stars, those are actually from the paper pumpkin kit. Okay, so let's go ahead and recreate that. Okay, so the shirt, from shirt tip to shirt tip is about 3 1/4 inch. Okay, and then down here, like where it's sloping, it actually goes to just under 2 inches. Okay, so it looks like 2 7/8, and there's barely even a curve there. So if you want to make this a guy shirt or a girl shirt, you could always just make it more hourglassy if you want. If you could make it wider if you want, just whatever is going to work for what you're trying to accomplish. The goal is you want this to fit inside of that. Okay, it's okay if it's like going over the edges, but you don't want to make the shirt bigger than your box, right? So I'm literally going to trace it and cut it. All right, so for the next part of this, we are going to decorate and do a little bit of stamping. So why don't we do the stamping first? We're going to need this piece. We're going to need our Pacific point, and we're going to need this one right here, this little rectangle. Okay. We're going to grab the Coach stamp. Of course, you could do friend, teacher, kid. You could customize it. I had already pre-cut some numbers. I am going to be doing a video featuring our new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. It is actually available for purchase starting today, September 1st. So if you are interested in that, it is now available. Going to use my take your pick tool, our little putty side here, to pick up the star. Okay. All right, so if you want, you could just stop here. Okay, I'm going to add in little stripes on the arms just like we did on this one. Okay, so let me just put the lid on my glue real quick. And so let me show you. It's a very thin line. They're both really thin. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I did not measure this. I just knew that I wanted a slightly thicker yellow. So this is Bumblebee cardstock. And then I cut the smallest I could possibly cut with Whisper White. Okay. And then I just put this on either side of the yellow. So we're going to go ahead and do that again now. Now I have enough of this, so I'm not going to recut this one, but I will cut a new piece of the Whisper White. Okay, so basically how I did this was I lined this up. It's okay if it goes over the shirt because you're actually going to like cut it to the shirt so that it's even. and then we'll cut it at an angle here so that it lines up with the edge, just like this one, okay? Going to cut to that so that we have like just some slight separation with the shirt. Okay, so nothing major, just a little cut in, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Right, so here we have it. Didn't this just turn out so cute? I mean, it's so simple, but it's so cute. It's just so perfect, I think, to go with this kit. It's just fun, you know? And I think that whoever you're designing this for would really get a kick out of that, especially if you do it in their team colors, you know what I mean? They love stuff like that. Okay, so now we're going to start assembling our box. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to put our layering piece down. So you want it to be, you know, lower than your box edge, your lid edge. But you want to have it a little bit higher than, like, you could put it right in the middle if you want to, but I'm going to put it slightly higher so that I can put this little banner piece down here in this lower right hand corner. Okay, so I'm going to take some tear and tape. We're going to take our shirt and we're actually going to pop it up on dimensionals. And now let's just add in a couple of our bumblebee enamel dots right here. Okay, and so there we have it. We have our gift box right here. This is our little mini paper pumpkin box, and just to give you an idea of the difference in size between the mini paper pumpkin box and the regular paper pumpkin box, it's quite a difference. Okay, so you can see that one doesn't even like fit in the frame. So this mini paper pumpkin box fits note card size cards or smaller. So note card size or 3x3. Now the cards that come inside the paper pumpkin box, the pre-designed cards that I did put together, let me just grab those real quick. They are too big for the mini. Okay, so I just want to make you aware of that. Now, of course, if you're just sending these cards in the mail, these were the paper pumpkin design cards, okay? So if you are sending these in the mail, just in the, you know, decorated envelope that comes with the printed envelope that comes with the cards, then of course you can do that. But I just want to show you that that's not going to fit inside the paper pumpkin box, the mini paper pumpkin box. So just to be aware of that. Now, what I did end up using, I find these very handy. You may already have these. The Whisper White note cards and envelopes. So if you're planning on making a bunch of mini, you know, mini paper pumpkin boxes, if you're going to be sending out a lot of like little cute care packages, or if you're going to have favors at a party, thank you gifts, something like that, there are 20 that come in here. So you're going to get 10 mini paper pumpkin boxes if you purchase them individually, or if you get them as part of the Playing with Patterns suite, and you'll get 20 of these, and then you could just put that note card size in. Everything that you saw here today on the covers can actually be a card front too. Like it could just as easily be a card base as it is a cover for a mini paper pumpkin box. The things that I were putting inside the boxes were these 3 1/8 by 3 1/8 inch boxes. These are new in the annual catalog. You also get 10 of these. So that's a fun little add-in if you just want to add in like little chocolates or a little favor or a little treat or something like that. Or if you want to put like a little mini pack of 3 by 3 cards that you've decorated for somebody.